Hello everybody, Aaron Prime 117 here, and welcome to another movie review. It's been a little while, but I can say this much, I've only have 2 reviews left to do, and this is the first of them. So, this review is covering a very special character, who's also a monster. He's a dino, and he sounds like this. Yep, if you all know who that is everybody, it's Godzilla Minus One. You know, when Godzilla Minus One came to theaters, I was really looking forward to seeing it though, because it was made by Godzilla's creators, Toho, which are the creators that covered Godzilla in 3 generations of movies and all. And to be honest, I didn't see the Toho movies until probably high school, I think, because a long time ago, I haven't forgotten about the time I first played Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee and all, because that was with an old friend of mine who lived across the street from me when I was a kid and all. But going a little further in though, maybe I should have brought my Godzilla video games for this review though, because after all, you don't know Godzilla well unless you have the merchandise and you pay close attention. Now, let's go a little bit into the movie. So, Minus One really had Godzilla in a whole new look and all. Even though it was the Heisei generation from Season 2. But the way he was designed was a lot different, though. He started off as a small, sea lizard and all. But still a monster, though. And then, when he grew up and all, though, he was looking just like he did in the Heisei generation. But there were some different characteristics about him that made him a lot different than the original Heisei Godzilla. Or Heisei or Heisei. I don't know how to properly pronounce it, though. If anyone ever meets up with me and knows how to pronounce it right, you can say it to my face then. Well, not to my face, but just say it in front of me, though. Or send a video message. But now, let's go a little more into the movie. So, if I recall correctly, the movie was taking place sometime around World War II, I believe. Even if I can remember correctly. And I also loved how it was all subtitled and in Japanese, though, because Godzilla is a Japanese monster and all. but he's a good one, though. And the way this story played out and all, though, Godzilla didn't have too many big scenes, though, but he had enough of screen time, though. And all the scenes that were playing with the civilians and all, and the main characters and all, it was pretty interesting. Like after the war, or everything that decimated it in Japan and all, and people were trying to get back on their feet and all, and then everything that just went down and all. Our main character had started a family of his own and all. It was like a true story where he built behind a monster and all that was attacking and all, and one trying to forget the past of the war and all until Godzilla first appeared. But naturally, though, it was all pretty interesting and all, how that story all played out and up to the end and all. Those parts were really good and all. Now, let's go a little bit into, let's see here, Godzilla himself a little more in some of those moments he had. When those guys were out fishing and all it looked like because when Godzilla appeared and all, though, he was in his full-grown state, though. And when he was chasing the fisherman's boat and all, though, because they had a gun on him and all, and they had mines as well, they weren't doing much to him, though. But the way Godzilla was following them, it's like he was hunting and all. And Godzilla hardly ever did that, though, in some way, though. But how he was pursuing a boat like that was pretty new and all, and pretty interesting and all. I thought he was gonna get him like that and all, and I'm thinking when has Godzilla ever hunted like this and all? Normally he'd be looking for fish or another monster or another giant meal, and all, like a shark. Even though you could say he might have been hunting like the shark from Jaws. Of course, I don't like to associate with that shark though, because I got tired of that movie. and I don't really watch it anymore. But now, then that one moment came where Godzilla ended up with a mine in his mouth, and they couldn't detonate it though because he had cut the wire. So they tried to use their main turret gun on the boat to blow it up, which it worked though, which was pretty good though. And you probably would have thought that would have killed Godzilla though, but it didn't though. I was surprised to see how Godzilla was still alive from that though, and then seeing that part of his face got blown off a little bit, but then all of a sudden it just automatically regenerated, and I'm like, I hadn't seen something like that in a while and all, nor have I ever seen something like that on Godzilla at all. And like, when I last saw something like that was like during Godzilla King of the Monsters from Legendary, when Ghidorah's head regenerated and all. And I thought that was gruesome but pretty cool. But it was also pretty good on Godzilla too. And I know he's classified as a mutant as well though. But I see a regenerative power in a mutant like that to be pretty awesome though. But I only ever called him like a nuclear dinosaur and all. Well, even though they say he's a mutant, which he is in classification though, but I don't really like to use that term mutant. If you ask me why in the comments, I can give you the best answer I can probably think of though. And even if it doesn't suit well with you, I don't care. Here, sound off in the comments on what you think and all, and just go along with it. That I won't care. But now moving on a little further though, during his city rampages and all, it was a lot different than old season 2 though. But he actually was more fierce though. Did I say fierce? I meant fierce. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said fierce. But like, in comparing him to Legendary Godzilla, when Godzilla went on his attack run in Godzilla Kong, or Kong versus Godzilla, I believe it was called, and all, he was actually looking for an opponent in that one though to face, and he was going on his rampages and all. He was acting more like a bigger beast himself and all when he's attacking the city and all. And like, he actually played his role pretty well though. And like, if I had to say and all, Minus One was kind of reminded me of Reptar from the Runaway Reptar movie from the Rugrats and all, when that robotic clone of Reptar was attacking the city and all, being Dactar. Like, he was biting up everything and all, and like Minus One did that too and all. Bit the train, rambled the buildings, and everything. And that was pretty awesome though. Like, Toho gave Godzilla some new definite moves and additions and all. And better visual effects too. But the visual effects also had a very important piece in this movie as well. But I'll go into that a little sooner. Or actually, no. Should I? No, I'll go into that a little sooner. A little later, though. But, like, then moving on to another big piece was his atomic breath and all. His atomic breath was actually very awesome and all. And it was a lot different than what it used to be. Because when Godzilla Heisei used his atomic breath and all, it would blast and blow across buildings and all, just creating severe damage and all. But the way this one worked and all, like, as his scales began to glow and all, they like start to spike up a little and all. And that was a really good effect and all too. The way it was going and all, as it got to the top and all, he was about to throw out his power breath and all. And like, then when the scales then just just clicked in and all of a sudden, then he launched his breath and all. And the way that breath launched in, it's kind of like, how do I put this? Think of it like old artillery firing and all, or just like, yeah, like old artillery cannons firing, with the back blow piece launching the round and like going bam or just boom, like clicking it in and all. And when he fires his atomic breath and it hits and all, it sets off a chain reaction as in a big nuke and all, which is what exactly it was though. And of course, Godzilla's atomic breath just was nothing like it used to be. Like, it would like start fires or anything though. But instead of just a fire, and all. It was like it destroyed a city like a nuke would, and that was pretty awesome though, because that had to be one of the best visual effects yet, actually, for Godzilla's power and all, and it was really awesome. Now, let's take a quick breather from the movie itself, though, and go into a little bit what the visual effects were like. As I've said in some of them, though, the biggest part to visual effects in this movie was that this movie was awarded the Oscar award for best visual effects when it was set. And, like, I was so happy that My Favorite Monster finally won an Oscar award, because he'd been wanting this for a long time, and he deserved it, too. But I'm a little surprised, though, that Legendary's Godzilla hadn't gotten an Oscar award, because I'm pretty sure the effects, the battle scenarios, and and all the visualizing that was done, it was more than enough, though. But I guess not. And for all of you who don't know, the ones who presented the award were Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, aka Mr. Freeze, and Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin. And you find it this funny too, though, that when they were doing the presentation and all, they mentioned their little Batman encounters and all. And then wouldn't you believe it, though, that Michael Keaton was actually there when they presented it and all. I heard him say, "He's right there," and all. And Michael Keaton was then up on the camera. And I'm like, oh man, these two really had it and all. I didn't know what to think. And all. And when they announced Godzilla won the award and all, I was really happy. If I can also remember the other movies that were in the running, dang, I can't remember the others except for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That one was also in the running too, though. Painstakingly, since my best friend is a Marvel fan, though, I had to tell him it and all. But I didn't get the reaction I thought I would. But though, I was expecting him to be like a group of my favorite heroes lost to your monster? I would have thought it would have been funny, though, but that wasn't the reaction I got. He was just like, oh, well, that's pretty interesting and all. No. Inside, I was thinking, man, I thought I could actually get him with something like this, though. Because Marvel Warriors is going up against the King of the Monsters. I would have thought it wouldn't have ended well. But still, it was all pretty good and all. And even so, that Oscar winning also got -1 some good merchandise too for it, and even some CGI video made set up with -1 holding his Oscar award and all. It was pretty good and all. Made me laugh too. But now back to the movie a little bit though. Fast forward or past after Godzilla had gone on his rampage and all through the city and all. Our main protagonist had joined up with a big group of freedom fighters after the war and all. Because they were discussing a way how to stop Godzilla. And the way they did it was very unorthodox. Like using those submergible pontoons and everything and all those inflatables and all. They're like using some old war boats and all and like to tie him up and all and like, what's that word? Encase him or something. It was pretty impressive though. But it was one of the most unorthodox methods I've ever seen in all. Because normally against a monster, the military would go all out. But, like, there just wasn't any military to do it. But, like, it looked like they were doing it on board some old destroyers and all, too. And if you all remember how that went and all, it was pretty slick and all. Tying him up, he was going under and then using those inflatables to bring him up to the surface and all. It was pretty interesting. And also, another big piece that I found very interesting and all was the Shinden fighter used in this movie. I hadn't seen a Shinden fighter. Shinden fighter or Shinden, however they pronounce it and all. I haven't seen a fighter like that since I first played Battle Station Pacific and all, and how that fighter was being used in combat and all. It was pretty good and all. Not to mention it was a pretty slick and fast fighter. And And like when the guy who was flying it was fighting Godzilla with it and all, Godzilla was actually acting more like a tyrant beast and all, because, well, not tyrant beast, but more like an aggressive monster and all. Well, because he was actually using his arms and his mouth to try to bite and destroy it, though, instead of using his atomic breath and all. Because back in the Toho films, that's how Godzilla destroyed the military. He crafted naval air forces with his atomic breath and all. Quite something, too, and all. And like that's how he was luring him out to the ocean and all. And when they got to that point where they were using the ships to tie him up and all and bring him down. And hearing his roar throughout the movie was pretty good too. Mostly because, like, when they tied him up and he was really getting pissed and all, it was so dramatic. Not to mention like when he was tied up and on the surface, he let off his roar. And it was like you who not discriminate, but like was like you little termites. They are insects and all. Lets his roar out and all, and then begins to power up his atomic breath and all. Like he's gonna kill all the boats and all. And of course they couldn't do it alone so far, so that's why reinforcements came by an old friend of theirs and all. And they tied him up he tightened him and all. It was like he wasn't gonna be able to break free though. But when he was about to launch his atomic breath and all, and I think he did a couple of times though. Oh, but it missed and all though. So it couldn't have done anything. But when he was about to launch it and all, and our protagonist shot him in the face and all, that got his attention and all. And it looked like he was going to sacrifice himself, charging the plane right at him and all. And then, bam, went into his mouth though. But he ejected and all. That was really interesting though. And then the bomb inside the plane went off and blew Godzilla's face off though. You probably would have thought he was going to regenerate though, but instead his body like began glowing and all. That was a good effect and all, and like his body just broke apart. I never saw something like that happen with Godzilla ever though. It was kind of like he melted and all. And like he was then gone. That was the end of him. It was pretty sweet and all though. But of course, if you all did see the ending and all though, you could know probably that it wouldn't be the last we've seen of him. That he could be back. And then like the last ending though, when the guy is reunited with his lady and all, his girl and all that he I think became together with and all. Like he thought he originally died within the explosion after Godzilla unleashed his atomic breath the first time though, but she survived. Like, anyone to survive an attack like that and all, though, after being hit from the blast, as of a nuke like that, or a radioactive lizard, you count them very fortunate and lucky, though, because it's just decimation and all done by Godzilla. So, this movie did so well and all. I'm so proud of it and all. And I can't wait to see what Toho is going to plan on doing if they're going to make a sequel or not. But if they do, though, many people are hinting, though, that they need to put in a new monster to face Godzilla again if he ever returns. And who knows? If he does, let's hope this movie really kicks in and all. So I hope you all enjoyed this one, because I enjoyed it. And not to mention everything else that keeps coming and all. And there's one more movie review that's going to come and all. Also, if you all know what this one will be, sound off in the comments. And I will see you all soon when it comes. So stay tuned, everyone. Last one's on the way. Hey, and there'll be more content coming your way soon. And when I do that, my next movie review, there's going to be some probably surprising stuff that's going to be coming along as well. So I'll see you all soon. Keep staying well. Oh, and one more thing. Like, share, and subscribe. Even all. I gotta find some way to get you guys to like and share and subscribe to my channel. Even if it's just saying this and all, or maybe I'll just make up some cool intros. Anyway, see you all soon, everyone. keep having fun and all, and I will see you in the next video, which will be the next review. Stay safe, everybody. Aaron Prime 117 signing off.